Columbia girls team. Congratulations to them. This is the Wagner, Dries, Elsasser and Associates pregame show. They are your certified accountant and consultants. So check in with Wagner, Dries, and Elsasser for all your accounting needs. This is Pat O'Brien. Welcome Ryan Brandt and our producer Murphy O'Brien, along with our stat man Nate Babin. Getting ready for a good one. Now, Lewisburg coming off a dramatic win over the Shamokin Indians, winning as underdogs, but because of Cam Michaels' turnaround jumper at the elbow, they get the victory over the Shamokin Indians, while the Danville Ironmen put down the Athens Tigers Wildcats just a few days ago. Ryan, as I bring you into conversation, we were talking off the air, what would the emotion be like for Lewisburg? They're coming in tonight with that big win. They are senior laden, so they have that in their back pocket. Also, good coaching staff, but they're going to have to figure out how to come off that dramatic win over Shamokin and be able to ride that momentum in a big game here tonight for the district championship.
I mean, if this was an inexperienced team, maybe I'd be a little bit, concerned of that. But this is returning district champions, Pat. So I know it's a almost completely different starting lineup, but a lot of the guys that do start this year got playing time last year, and it was extra weeks making it to state. So that experience is huge in this stage. Not so much for Danville. They were knocked out in the first round last year. So this is a much different setting for them than it is for Lewisburg. And, yeah, coming off a great win against the Shamokin Indians, an upset, many would say, and that last-second buzzer beater by Cam Michaels, you hope it wasn't too much energy used, but listen, these guys are young, Pat. We're talking like we're old and we're out there playing. These guys are going to respond. I'm not worried about that at all. And this team has just gotten better and better and better as the season has gone on. So, and we said this before in some of our other broadcasts, you want to peak late in the season, and this team is peaking late in the season. So they've won 11 of their last 13 games. You couldn't ask to be on a better roll right now, and I think that win only amplifies the way they play here tonight in the district championship.
Well, these two teams met twice during the regular season. Lewisburg won Danville won the first one by 2, 46-44, but then Lewisburg got the second one, won by 11, 68-57. So these two teams are familiar with each other. Danville comes in at 18-7, while the Lewisburg Green Dragons 16-8. Ryan, we watched Danville play just a couple nights ago. Very good guard play. They do bring some size, but they rely on that guard play, and so will the Lewisburg Green Dragons, led by their point guard, their senior, Cam Michaels, who again hit that winning shot just a couple nights ago. But it will be about guard play here tonight, and I'm excited to see these two teams go up against each other from the guard standpoint.
Oh, yeah, you can't ask for more athletic guards in a high school basketball game. I mean, Cam Michaels is freakish athlete, the speed, the change of direction, the explosion. He is 100% a fast twitch athlete, and he does some crazy things. And it's more than just athleticism with him. He's got the skill to go with it, with the ball handling. I love the running floater, and something he's improved much on over his career in his jump shot. And he's got that now, and it really started to come alive last year. And now this year, he just puts the ball in the hoop from every spot on the floor.
And you look at the Lewisburg Green Dragons over the last couple games. Again, we mentioned as the Green Dragons make their way out on the court for their pregame warm-ups to the rockin' music of Welcome to the Jungle. When you look at, they beat Shamokin 54-52 in overtime. They beat Mifflinburg 66-54. They lost the Warrior Run. So you're talking about a team who had to overcome that. That was a huge loss for them, an unfortunate loss. But when you talk about senior leadership and being ready for this match, I think that goes a long way in where this team is right now, to lose the Warrior Run like they did, but come back with a rival win over Mifflinburg and then beat Shamokin the other night.
Well, I mean, it's high school basketball. You're going to have games that, you lay the egg. And I don't even think that's the scenario when they played Warrior Run. Warrior Run is another team that's just peaking late in the year. They've got everything. They're just young. And they're just a solid all-around team. And when they're playing well and you're not playing your A game, they're going to sneak wins in. And they did that against Lewisburg, getting that massive win. And as the Milton coach, I had to travel all the way to Athens because of that game. So I kid around with some of the guys I know at Lewisburg, and I was like, hey, thanks for making me have to go an hour and 45, 2 hours in a bus ride full of young high school guys and cheerleaders. That was a very pleasant trip. So although I am a little bitter of Lewisburg losing that game, I am a massive fan tonight, Pat. I am wearing green and white, supporting the Lewisburg Green Dragons. I've coached a lot of these guys in 25th hour AAU, especially Cam Michaels. He was on a team that went to nationals that I coached, and we had a fun time in Boston. But I tell you, man, I'm pumped for this game. And you say the matchups on the other side of the ball, Danville, I didn't get to that. You got Carson Persing, and he's another amazing athlete that can just explode for a ton of points. He's a guy that at any time can go for 30 in a game. He's the guy for Danville that's going to need to be explosive and consistent tonight in order for their team to move on. Now, to get here, I think he's the junior Huron had a pretty big game, 15 points in the first half at Montoursville as they beat Athens. So, will Huron continue playing well in these district playoffs? That'll be another guy that can really help this team offensively, as they're gonna have to match Lewisburg's ability to push the pace and score big buckets at big clips.
Well, you talk about being big support of Lewisburg. How about Wagner, Dries, Elsasser, and Associates? They're your certified accountant and consultant, so we appreciate their support, getting us up on the air. Now we talk about coaching staff, Ryan, a little bit. You got Danville, a Coach Grozer who came in. He had to replace a longtime legend Danville coach. Sometimes that's hard to do. I think it took a year or two to get them rolling, but boy, they are in the right place right now, and they have bought into what Coach is selling there for the Danville Ironmen, and it's a big stage for him. See how he performs tonight, how his team's going to be ready for this matchup against the Green Dragons.
Yeah, it's not many times that you get a coaching job where you take over a program that somebody like Lenny Smith had set up. I mean, it's a gift. Not saying anything about the coaching staff here. They've done a good job maintaining it. So obviously another strong staff, but boy, Lenny just built a program. Danville in and out for pushing 20 years, was just always a contender, and just smart basketball players is what he produced. And now Grozier's just doing the same thing here, keeping it going. So Danville does have a culture. They have a tradition, and this program's been in this situation a lot for a long time.
Rob, Ryan, talk about the atmosphere here. I mean, we came in, we watched Jersey Shore Central Columbia girls game. You're just joining us. Central Columbia girls won district gold here tonight. Kudos to them, but also to Jersey Shore and a great season for the Bulldogs. But wow, what an atmosphere here tonight, and you're just going to expect it to just pile it in as we see Ron Marshall make his way in. You know it's big time when Mr. Marshall walks in. He's not officiating, but really, I mean, it's going to be a great atmosphere, and we're expecting that both fan bases are going to be at full throttle here tonight.
Well, it's funny you say Ron Marshall, because I was just texting him the link to this game so he could watch it. I guess he's not going to need that. But, yeah, the atmosphere is great. This is a great gym. Can hold a lot of people, gets loud, and the media is here. There's more tables set up here than I have ever seen for a game here. So this is getting coverage. The hype is for real, ladies and gentlemen.
As we're watching both teams warm up, Danville Ironmen in their orange uniforms. They'll be going to the right of us here, and then the Lewisburg Green Dragons will be in their all-white uniforms going to the left. One thing, so we talked about the guard play, and we're familiar with that, and you mentioned that. Now talk about the bigs and what you've seen from both teams. You've seen Danville, Lewisburg. We've seen they don't necessarily have a lot of traditional bigs, and that's been lost in the basketball world, as we well know. When you do actually get one, everyone's kind of in awe that you have a guy who can back you down and make plays. We saw it the other night with the young McKee for Warrior Run, and we saw it with the Tigers of Mansfield. They had the Burleigh kid who could back you down and flip the ball up. But these two teams, what do you see from them, from the bigs, and how efficient and effective they're going to be?
Well, I mean, Danville doesn't have a true big, and the Damian White kid does a great job, plays much bigger than he is. He's physical. He's got a good knack of finding the rebounds. Not going to give you a whole lot offensively. He knows what his role is there. I mean, he will get the ball, touch it, but a lot of times he's looking to create with a pass from the inside out. Does definitely have the ability to go up and put a layup in, but he's just not that offensive mindset. But he can do it defensively, and he rebounds really well and brings that physicality and athleticism. But that's really the big right now for for Danville. And then Lewisburg, you got Blau, and Blau missed a few games here with some injuries, but he's a guy that kind of sat back there last year with Hernandez, the big for Lewisburg, and you didn't get to see much of him, but he's made himself known this year, having a very nice season. But when he was down, this is a surprise one, Mabry, kid that wasn't even up with the varsity to start the year, and he came in that starting role to replace Blau, and man, he just did a fantastic job. He's like 6'4", really long arms, athletic, can jump. He protects the rim, he alters shots, and actually gave them some offense too. So it's just a depth created because of injury. The moment arose, and he took full advantage of it. Also, some size for Lewisburg is going to be my dude, Wade Young. Wade used to be a Milton player. I had him all the way up until through his 10th grade year, and then he actually moved during his 10th grade year to Lewisburg. So big loss for us, but he's a great kid, and he's done a great job and found a home there in Lewisburg. And he's the kind of guy you watch. I've coached him a lot, and not only at Milton, but when AAU, and when he's on, he's on. He's got the ability to knock down the three. He's got the ability to hit a jump shot. If it's flying and it's going in that hoop, he's good for a bunch in a row. But he's also a good motor. When he's focused on defense and rebounding, he's a guy that can get it done. Not huge, but he's got a good build, probably pushing 6 foot, 6'1", and he gets some things done around the rim as well.
Again, looking back at what these teams did in the regular season, they did split the regular season series. Danville won at Lewisburg by 2. Lewisburg was able to get the better of Danville at Danville, 68-57. You talked about in every broadcast we had, you have to be peaking at the right time. It's a long grind. It's a long season. As a coach, you got to be able to manage that. You want to keep the kids focused, keep it positive. And boy, Lewisburg and Danville has done that. Lewisburg has won 11 of their last 13. Danville 7 of their last 9 games. So in terms of where they're at, where they feel for each other, sometimes you figure you back into stuff. You kind of get in because, maybe what you did in the first 15 games. Not the case for these two teams. They're on a roll. They feel good at where they're at. And again, I can't emphasize it enough. I'm expecting this to be at a very high-level matchup between the Green Dragons and the Ironmen.
Well, I mean, your district championships, it should be high level. These are the best of the best right now. And we've mentioned peak, and when you're peaking, you're hot. So we got the 2 hottest teams here in Milton tonight. And I love the matchup. It's a ton of athletes on the floor. We're going to see fast pace. We're going to see some crazy moves, and I would imagine some pressing, some pressure defense. It is going to be complete basketball, and as a coach, it's the kind of basketball I enjoy, high pace. But you know what? When you say all those things, watch. It'll be very slow. It'll be 2 zones, and it'll be an over-under of 80.
No way. Well, what do we know about the officials? I'm not familiar. I recognize 2 of them. The one gentleman, I don't know their name, McDaniel, that have done games. He did a game. I'm not familiar with the third, but what do you know about them? And in terms of, will they let them play? Are they quick to blow the whistle? How do you think they'll manage things regarding the game here tonight?
The only gentleman I know is McDaniel, and he does a solid job. The other 2 guys are Northern Tier, I believe. The guy to McDaniel's left is definitely a Northern Tier. He actually works for the Athens School District. Very nice guy, and I've had him for a few games. He does a good job, very fair. I don't know the other guy at all, but hey, if you're officiating at this game, you've done something right over your career officiating. I wouldn't expect anything other than a fantastic game from them. And if it's not, you'll hear from me, because that's what I do, Pat.
You break it down and you just keep it real, and that's basically what you're doing. One thing I was just thinking about, like, you have a summer league, right? You have summer league here at Milton. Local teams come and play, and they get you have a league, right? Am I
correct?
Okay. I remember Lewisburg, they were here for that summer league. And it's just amazing, and to think, and you preach it all the time. It's not what you do in seasons, what you do in the off season. And Lewisburg took advantage of being here for your league. You ran, and they look good. You could tell them they're working through some things, and boy, it's put themselves in a great position. But it's about what they did in the off season to have them ready for this big moment.
100%. Like, you don't become a better ball player during season. You become a better team. So, in season, you work on your plays, your presses, anything you want to do, and you try to perfect them and get better. But you're going to do very little as far as perfecting your shot, your ball handling during season. That stuff is all done in the off season. And you want to talk about kids that have been playing since they've been young, both these teams. I mean, I've had teams when I was at Selinsgrove, and then, here at Milton. I've had young teams, and my son Jace, his senior year, these are the guys he's played against, and we've seen Danville over and over again. They've been strong for a long time. I remember when they were 3rd and 4th graders, and the same thing with Lewisburg. Seeing these kids play when they were 4th, 5th grade out at Ralpho and just on up. And I know where Christian had tournaments, I've seen them play, and that's kind of how I picked my AAU teams. I was picking 5th graders, you know what I mean, and getting them ready. And, Dave Michaels at Lewisburg has been doing amazing things for their youth program. The stuff that he's been running, tournaments, leagues, the time he puts in, the effort. I mean, those are the things that, as a varsity coach, you get a Dave Michaels in your program that's willing to put the time and energy into the young kids, you're looking at success. And I'm sure he doesn't want to hear that, but a lot of credit goes to him and his efforts over the years in developing these young men. He's done a tremendous job.
And I wonder about the bench play between these two teams in terms of if they have to go to a bench. Again, it's a long season. We talked about, what they did in the summer and where they got to this point, but it is a long season. And when you're going in that long season, you're trying to develop that bench when you need them in certain situations. Can you speak about their bench play and guys coming off the bench between these two teams? As again, you played against Danville, but what's the bench play for these two teams?
I think Lewisburg's got the depth advantage. I think they've got a little bit more coming off the bench, especially experience-wise, and guys that have played AAU and done a lot of that extra stuff. As far as Danville, I'm not so sure. I'm not 100% sure what they have, how deep they go into some of these guys. I don't know their team as well as I know Lewisburg, but these guys all get together and play all year round, so I would not be surprised if some guys come off the bench and are able to contribute and make a difference in the game.
Well, Ryan, you and Babin both coach, obviously, on the high school level. What is your philosophy and your thoughts around all the little powwows we're seeing with the coaches and the referees and a lot of man hugs and doing all that stuff? Like, there is a lot of chit-chat going on that I don't think I really realize happens. It seems to be a lot more here tonight.
Pat, this is something actually Babin and I talked about last week. I love the coaching community in this area. The coaches really do get along. We get together for the PIAA voting and all that stuff, or before games or whatnot in the off season. It's pretty chill, and we've got a good camaraderie, in the coaching and stuff. And all these kids know each other. Social media plays a big part in that. These travel teams, AAU, summer leagues, they get to know each other. And then when you get to know someone, you tend to respect them and like them more. So friendships have developed a lot since you and I have been in high school as far as who you're going up against. I remember when I played, I didn't like you. I didn't know you, but I didn't like you, and that's just how it was. It's not that way so much anymore. I will say this, though, but these kids are great competitors, so they're able to turn that friendship off once that jump ball happens and they battle. So, the coaching thing makes sense to me. Every coach in this area I just get along with, good guys, all in it for the right reasons, and we all share the same struggles at some point in time, so we can all relate. Babin, I'm assuming you feel the same way?
Yeah, being my first year as a head coach, the community of coaches was definitely very welcoming, especially Eric Wortman from Warrior Run. Shout out to him. It's late in the season when we played them at home. He had some very encouraging words for me and just gave me some cool coaching advice that he didn't have to do. You know what I mean? Guys don't have to come chop it up with me, but he was very uplifting and helped me out. And it definitely in a time that we were struggling and I was feeling a little bit down, unsure, and he was definitely uplifting, so that was cool. So I agree with Ryan. The coaching community is great.
Yeah, and that's great to hear, and it's good for our listeners to know that, too. This is the heat of battle, and you'll hear some chirping, and they go after each other. But please, fans and everyone that's around, you got to know these kids for you ultimately respect each other and respect their game. But they are battling for something here tonight. So they better, bring that extra edge and want it more than the other guy or, whatever the cliche may be. But bottom line, like you both guys said, when it's all said and done, your boys and young and ladies and young men and whoever it is that's battling, when you walk off that court, it's all about the friendships and the relationships that you have. So it's great to hear that the coaching staff can be so supportive and the coaches around the community are so supportive. And I think it's good for our listeners to hear that and recognize that does happen throughout the community.
Yes, sir. We're probably going to get cut off here, Pat, as we're going to do the national anthem.
Yep, get ready for national anthem as we continue with the Wagner, Dries, Elsasser, and Associates pregame show. Get ready for the opening tip between the Green Dragons and the Danville Ironmen. This is District 4 title game between these two teams. So get ready for the national anthem, and then when you hear that, you know we're getting ready to tip this one off. As I said, you hear the national anthem, you know we're just moments away. Get the introduction here of both teams. Again, just joining us, it's the Lewisburg Green Dragons 16-8, the Danville Ironmen 18-7. Both teams a win just a couple nights ago to advance to this championship game. The postseason play, Danville beat Central Columbia and then beat Athens, while Lewisburg beat Mifflinburg and then beat Shamokin. And that was in overtime, a last-second bucket by Cam Michaels, the senior guard for the Lewisburg Green Dragons. And as the introductions will start here, we're getting ready to wrap up the Wagner, Dries, Elsasser and Associates pregame show. First starter for the Danville Ironmen, number 3, that's Cush. Cush is a senior, 5'11". Number 13 gets the start. That's Hayden Wynn. He's a junior, 6'3". For the Danville Ironmen. Number 10, that's Damian White, the senior. Ryan talked about White and what he will look to do in the post area. Number 5, Luke Herron. As you heard Nate Babin talked about his play, he had a big game the other night. He's a junior, 6 foot. And the final is number 2, and that's Carson Persing. He's a senior at 5'9". He'll run things here for the Danville Ironmen. Now for the Lewisburg Green Dragons. Again, Lewisburg will start 3 seniors. Good crowd here, good fan base. First starter being called, number 24, and that's Blau, Jack Blau, junior, 6'3". A little bit of everything from your junior. Number 2, that's Wade Young, a senior, 6'1". The second starter here for the Lewisburg Green Dragons. Number 14, senior Henry Harrison. He's at 5'10", guard for the Lewisburg Green Dragons. Number 20, Noah Pauling, a junior at 5'10". We talked about don't have the much size, but they come with energy and they come with grit, that's for sure. And talk about that characteristic. That's Cam Michaels, the final starter for the Lewisburg Green Dragons, the 5'8" senior point guard. And again, he was the catalyst in the win for the Lewisburg Green Dragons that has propelled them to this title game in the District 4 championship game here from Milton High School, the Jungle. Getting ready for the opening tip. This is the 4A District 4 championship game. Tips up, and it's won by Danville. Cush with the ball, gives it up to Herron. Herron goes left with it, looking into the post. First good cut going through, and the bucket's good.
Got to get a chicken wing on the cutter there coming from off ball. Don't let him go through so smooth. A little bit of resistance there.
Cam Michaels left-handed dribble into the paint, pull up from the elbow, good.
That's going to be all day, baby. Someone's going to have to step up and help there. He's going to come off that screen and pull up from there, and he can hit the floater too. It's not just a jump shot.
Herron to the left wing, pops it up to Persing. Persing in a strip, and we'll get our first foul of the game. That's Pauling picking up the foul.
Well, Pat, I don't like the first call. Surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Inbound underneath for the Danville Ironmen. Couple cuts, backdoor cut there. Nothing there as Heron will have to bring it back out. Throws it into the post. Back out to Heron. Left-handed dribble, pull up just beyond the foul line. Off the back iron, no good. And rebounded by Blau.
Great job by Blau. He came in from outside the perimeter and just got in front of White. Grabbed that rebound.
Into Blau on the left post. Turns, nothing there. Into Michaels going to baseline. Reverse layup, no good. Good rebound by Lewisburg. Blau tried to stick it back in, gets knocked around, misses it. Pass is intercepted by Danville. Persing on the outlet. Good. 4-2 lead for the Ironmen, just underway. Left-handed dribble again for Cam Michaels. Tries to get to Blau, goes off of Blau and out of bounds.
And Cam's showing a ton of speed. Persing is so fast, and he just blew by him there. Maybe a bounce pass there instead of the high riser. Blau just not able to get hands on it and catch it. Did hit his fingertips, though, and went out of bounds.
Heron with the dribble. Gets it up on the left wing this time. That's the win. Back to Heron. Guarded by Michaels.
Pay
Wade Young.
attention to Pauling there. He is almost face guarding Persing. He is not leaving him. He is extended at all times.
White to the bucket and good.
Well, I said he's not going to look for that too much, and then he makes a liar out of me. A nice spin move and finish for White. Seen them play a few times this year. This is definitely the nicest bucket I've seen out of him.
Michaels to the hoop. Goes through. Tries to get it to Blau. Unable to. And Danville comes away with it.
Danville showing quick hands. Twice now they've gotten a hand on the ball.
Quick bucket that time. Back the other way for the Ironmen. And that's the win. 8-2 lead for the Ironmen.
Just got to stay calm, weather the storm a little bit. Basketball is a game of runs.
Michaels gives it up. Harrison between the circle three. Back iron, no good. Rebounded by Danville that time. That's White on the rebound.
Good shot by Harrison. He's a high percentage shooter. You can't let him open.
White to the hoop. Foul. Bumped and bucket's good.
Well, Danville obviously is seeing something in film where they like White with the ball in his hand attacking. Kid is making a liar out of me right now. But hey, impressive start for White. Not only rebounding defense, but 2 offensive buckets. Very aggressive attacking the hoop, and now he's going to go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Ironman up 10-2 as we get this one underway. Timeout taken by the Lewisburg Green Dragons. Welcome to the Wagner, Dries, Elsasser, and Associates. They're your certified accountants and consultants. Coverage of the Lewisburg Green Dragons here from Milton. Well, Ryan, it's often happens like that. I mean, we talked about when you get through the entire season, different guys have to step up at different times. All the coaches have film. They can see what's going on. They're saying, I mean, you've had that experience. Think about the time Central Mountain. You say, and you talk about that a lot. You know, the 2 guys, Hannah and Pardo, and other guys stepped up. That's what makes a team so good.
Yep, and you're just seeing that right now with Danville. Exact scenario. Somebody else making the plays.
When White will attempt the three-point play. Free throw here following a timeout, and it's good. 11-2 lead for the Ironmen. Cam Michaels left-handed dribble. Gets a screen from Young. Double team between the circles. Young has the ball, looking into the post. Not there and stolen by White.
Lewisburg, not a good foul. 50 feet away from the hoop. Don't need that foul, Cam. But Lewisburg right now running that 5-out offense, trying to stretch Danville a little bit. Danville's not real big. I don't think that's going to really scare them too much. They're more guard-oriented anyways. But maybe they want to open up underneath the hoop and attack some open lanes. But a couple of turnovers under the hoop right now for Lewisburg.
Morrison into the game for the Danville Ironmen. He's going to get a look from the right baseline. No good. Rebounded by Blau. And Lewisburg will come away with it inbounded here. Substitution coming in for the Lewisburg Green Dragons. Checking in is Mabry. That's Nashawn Mabry, a sophomore at 6'5". Talk about him a little bit, Ryan.
Just athletic. This kid can rise up. He's big-time athlete. He's going to alter shots. He's going to rebound well. And he can dunk the ball, too. He can bring some excitement.
11-2 lead for the Ironmen. Blau at the foul line. Thrown into post by Mabry. And it's Persing coming back the other way. Bounce pass into Huron, and it's good.
Well, 4 turnovers for, make it 5. 5 turnovers for Lewisburg. And 4 of those have equaled buckets at the opposite end for Danville.
Ryan, any impact from the win, beating Shamokin? We talked about where's your emotion, the focus. You're kind of riding that high. Everyone's patting you on the back. But you say it as anybody else. You just got to calm down and everything. It's only down 11 early in this ball game.
I don't know, Pat. I try not to look into that so much, but you never know.
Bucket good for Danville. That's Wynn hitting the three with his left-handed release. 16-2 lead for the Ironmen. Cam Michaels will stop and go, unable to finish. Mabry with the catch and finish in the one.
You know, that's an assist. Cam using his speed and athleticism, his ball handling, gets the hoop. Yeah, he didn't get the finish, but he drew so much attention that it opened up for a backside rebound for Mabry. And what a presence of mind, grabbing the ball, the young man, the sophomore, and putting it back in. A much needed time for these Lewisburg Green Dragons.
Mabry trying to complete the three-point play. And he does.
Massive.
Wade Young coming back into the game. He'll check in for Blau.
And that brings a little bit more speed. Blau a little bit bigger, post-type player. Wade is more of your speedy, kind of small forward-type player and also can knock down the three.
Haran crosses the half-court stripe. Right-handed dribble. Gives it to Persing between the circles. He'll try a three. No good. Rebounded by Young. He gets it stripped away. They're going to call foul.
Yeah, good rebound by Wade, but Wade needs to grab and own that ball, man. In this game here, you got to own the possession. Can't go in, hang on to it soft, rip that ball, chin that ball. But he did get fouled there, and he's fortunate they called it.
The foul on Wynn, his first. Cam Michaels across the half-court stripe. To the left wing to Mabry. Backdoor cut by Young, nothing there. Gives it back to Cam Young, left wing. Cam Young gives it to Young between the circle. Cam Michaels, excuse me. Harrison into the paint. Trying to go up, gives it to Mabry, nothing there. Cam Michaels got the ball, swings it around the perimeter. 16-5 lead for the Danville Ironmen. Young looks at a three, not there. Gives it to Michaels. Michaels going to get through the lane, falls down, still has it, and throws it out to Harrison.
What an athlete. What a pass off his back.
Harrison off-balance shot, no good. Contested by Lewisburg, out on Danville.
I don't like the shot there. I felt that was like a frustration, like we had the ball too long, we made too many passes, got to get a shot off. Nope, no sir, pass the ball around. Wait until you get the right look. You don't need to force anything. There's a lot of basketball to be played.
Haas comes into the game for the Danville Ironmen, number 21. Coming up on 3 minutes to go here in the first period, a period dominated by the Danville Ironmen. But still only a 16-5 game.
Now they're putting Mabry at the high post. We kind of saw that with Jalen Andrews in the Loyal Sock game. Oh.
Pauling left-handed dribble, nothing there. Wade Young thinks three, brings it down to Harrison. Harrison to Cam Michaels.
Looks like there's a little confusion in the rotation of the bigs here for Lewisburg.
Pauling takes it a left-handed dribble to the baseline, almost gets caught there. Able to get it back out. Cam Michaels to Harrison. Harrison with the three, not there. Rebounded by Mabry, goes up and over everyone, and Lewisburg's going to get another shot at it.
How about the hustle from Wade Young there to keep that alive?
Pauling three, no good, comes up short. He hears from it from the Danville Ironman student body.
Well, 16-5 right now. Danville leading. This is a Tara Michaels probably, sugar cookies moment. But not so much. A lot of basketball to be played. Very good team here. Very good coaching staff.
Inbounds, or try to throw it into the post. Not there. Was looking for Cush on the post entry, throws it away. Ryan, you say it all the time, this is a game of runs, and this could be somewhere to round out the end of the first quarter that Lewisburg could do just that.
It's only the first turnover for Danville.
Cam Michaels to the hoop, out to Harrison, looking for a three, in and out, no good. Good rebound that time by Haas. To the hoop, Cush, not there, rebounded by Wynn. Wynn out to White for three, no good, off the right, not even close. Wade Young comes away with the rebound.
You're going to let him shoot that all day long.
Cam Michaels with the ball. Skip to Young. Backdoor cut by Lewisburg. Nothing there.
Yep, good call there. Lewisburg just coming off the opposite wing, coming off a screen. Banana cut to the hoop, and Danville just grabbed him on the shoulder. That's going to be the second foul for Wynn.
Wynn, yeah. Bowden in the game for Lewisburg. Some subs coming in for the Danville Ironmen as well. Persing back into the game. Also Morrison into the game for the Danville Ironmen. Bowden with the ball. Gives it off to Harrison, who gives it to Michaels. 16-5 lead for the Danville Ironmen. 1:25 to go in the opening quarter.
Danville playing this 2-3, 3-2 type zone. Really nothing opening. Maybe some screens in the zone. Two dribble penetration works too.
Cam Michaels with the jump stop through, pulls up, lays it up and in to cut it to a 16-7 lead for the Ironmen.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is a difficult shot, man. A running floater.
1 minute.
To do it in a zone.
Persing for three. Off the front iron, no good. Mabry with the rebound.
Man, Mabry skied up there to grab that one.
Michaels on the left elbow to his right hand dribble. Gives it to Bowden. Bowden with the strong dribble through the paint. Pulls off the backboard, no good. But he's fouled. He'll go to foul line shooting 2.
That was a nice take by Bowden. Really protect the ball, almost like a fullback. Had that in his grasp and released it after the foul. Almost getting the and one. But he will go to the line here shooting 2.
Persing gets called for the foul. That's his first, as Bowden's first free throw is good. Heron back into the game for the Danville Ironmen. He'll replace Haas.
This was at 16-2, right? The score was 16-2 at one point. And just slowly, surely, calmly, Lewisburg has gotten it now down to within 7.
Good bench play here for the Lewisburg Green Dragons between Mabry and Bowden, and it's a 16-9 game. Cush has the ball, swings it around the perimeter. Persing to the left elbow. Huron has it, going right. They're weaving through the top of the perimeter. Persing pump fake, nothing there, deflected by Harrison, but gets it back. Underneath the Cush. Cush with the left-handed finish, and good.
Too much ball watching there. You cannot lose that. I mean, communicate in that zone. Don't let guys sneak in behind there and just camp there, and that's just what happened. They got caught.
5 seconds on the first quarter clock. Bowden for 3, no good. Wade Young attempts to get the rebound, and that will be the final play of this first quarter. 18-9 lead for the Danville Ironmen. And we say it all the time, you say it, Ryan, it's mostly about runs. And, you know, when you could finish the quarter strong, boy, it's such a big difference and a different feel going into the second quarter for the Lewisburg Green Dragons.
Yeah, I mean, you can't worry about these things. I've been around high school basketball enough now to realize that a 9-point lead is nothing. Heck, I've had 3 games this year where I was up 10 with 4 minutes to go, and I believe we lost 2 of those. So, yeah, it's just it's a young athletic sport. Kids are going to make mistakes. They're going to have slow moments, but at the same time, they can turn it up at any point, and the other team can then be off their game. And really, when you break it down, 9 points, that's 3 points a quarter for 3 quarters. Lewisburg just needs to win 3 quarters by 3 points, and one of them by 4, and they win the game. Not a crazy task. You just don't worry about that stuff. Stick to your game plan and execute.
The second quarter horn brought to you by Wagner, Dries, Elsasser & Associates. They're your certified accountants and consultants. As we get ready to move into the second quarter, foul situation as Danville Ironmen have 4 personal fouls and the Lewisburg Green Dragons with 3. Possession arrow to start the second quarter is in favor of the Lewisburg Green Dragons. They'll inbound it at half court. These teams split in the regular season. Lewisburg got an 11-point win. Danville had a 4-point win. Between the circles, the Blau. Cut by Mabry to the hoop, good.
Well executed play. Danville went to man there after sitting in zone. And again, just a banana screen off ball. And good job making the entry pass. Mabry with the easy bucket.
Persing with the ball in the left wing. Kicks it across to White. White to Heron, no good. Rebounded by Blau. Blau to Michaels.
Pat, pay attention. Some of these screens that are being set in this game have some good movement to them. I'm surprised we haven't gotten a moving screen call yet.
Well, if they're not calling them early, you hate to see that at some point in a very crucial situation, they call them. So you like to see them get it taken care of now to let them know that we're not going to have that here in this ball game here tonight. Had a held ball, so it'll be Ironman ball.
Lewisburg back in man.
Heron has the ball to the left. Gives it to Wynn. Wynn from 3. Good.
That was a pretty shot. Even shot over the defender there. High release. Corner three yields a lot of points.
7 minutes to go here in the first half. 21-11 lead for the Danville Ironmen. Cam Michaels between the circles. Gives it to Bowden. Bowden looking at Blau with the cut, but gives it to Michaels. Back iron three, no good, and rebounded by the Ironman, and that is White on the rebound.
Mabry's out around the perimeter in that set, but nobody's stretching out on him, showing no respect to his shot. So when a shot goes up, he ain't going to be there to rebound, and Danville's guys are. I'd like to see him more around the hoop in their set plays here against zone and against man defense.
Haran with the ball is going to give it to Wynn between the circles with Blau on him. Strong drive, gives it up to Cush. Cush at the right elbow. Persing drives, is going to be bumped as he got a screen from Cush. Bowden trying to work his way through the screen. There was a bump and a foul called.
Cush is another player like White. He really is more of a guy that will attack at the rim. Surprised Lewisburg's not playing off of him a little more.
Well, steal that time from Cush is Harrison. Pushes out to Michaels. Michael to the hoop. No good, front iron. Scramble for the rebound. And who's it going to stay here? It'll stay White off the scramble.
And you got to give Wade Young a ton of credit there. His energy there fighting for that loose ball. Was able to knock it, hit a Danville Ironman, and out of bounds, Lewisburg ball.
6 minutes to go here in the first half. 21-11 lead for the Danville Ironmen. Harrison between the circles looking for the three. Blocked by Wynn. Wynn's going to leak out. Take it the other way. Get the layup is good.
Oh, that's going to – Vejai is going to go crazy there. It's one thing to get the shot blocked, but then two guys there for Lewisburg just not getting back on defense. You can't give up those easy buckets.
Michael's looking for a three. It's good. They left him. Ryan, I have a philosophy. It's called
bang, bang, baby. Bang, bang.
Yeah, is that what you're going with?
That's
the bang,
what I'm going
bang,
with.
The bang, bang from Cam with the bang, bang.
My son Jason and I were watching Detroit Mercy play last night, and they had a player that was going for Pete Maravich's record.
Didn't get it.
Didn't get it, but a guy hit a three in the corner. The announcer goes, bang, bang. We loved it, so I'm using it.
All right, well, I'm not. Block by Mabry. Bang, bang.
I guess it doesn't work on a block. Block, block. I don't like
Cam
that
Michael
either.
strong to the hoop. Goes up, bumped, and good.
Oh, man, Cam would never do it, but this is where you might flex. That was a ton of strength there. Body control in the area, absorbed the contact, took the foul, and just showed how dynamic of a player he is to finish that bucket and go to the foul line. That's 5 quick points for Cam, keeping the Lewisburg Green Dragons in this game.
White with the foul. That's his first. Michael's looking for a three-point play, and he gets it. 23-17 lead for the Danville Ironmen. Coming up on 5:10 to go here in the first half. Good one here from Milton High School.
Pauling working so hard on Persing.
Persing with his left-handed dribble. Kicks it out to Wynn. Heron, excuse me.
Oh, you had it right.
Haran with that left-handed dribble. Blocked by Mabry at the rim. Now he's going to try a three for the right baseline. No good. Rebounded by Cam Michaels. And they're going to call a foul on the Danville Ironmen. How about might go against Morrison?
Coach Grozier hates that. 95 feet away from the hoop, you're going to foul. Sometimes you got to know what's worth going for. Cam Michaels, though, great rebound there. And Lewisburg, a little sigh of relief there. That was a sugar cookies moment with a wide open three look for Huron, but it did not go in.
Let's do a little reset here. 23-17 lead for the Danville Ironmen. It was an 18-11 lead for the Danville Ironmen at the end of the first quarter. Possession error will go to the Lewisburg Green Dragons. Foul situation, the next foul against the Danville Ironmen will put the Lewisburg Green Dragons at a 1-1, while the Lewisburg Green Dragons 4 team fouls.
Well, Pat, Lewisburg started out with those 5 early turnovers. Have not had one since the first few minutes of the game. Danville now has 2 in this quarter, but only 2 for the game. So you see how taking care of the ball and protecting it can kind of change the momentum of a game.
Kudos to you, Ron. You said about Mabry coming in and bringing that energy. He's done it on the defensive side, a couple buckets on the offensive side, and boy, what a difference he's been in this ball game. Wade Young looking to get it to Mabry here. He turns off the backboard and good.
Well, you spoke it into existence there, Pat, didn't you?
Right on cue.
You're going to be his agent, huh? Well, you're going to be jealous of his hair commercials, that's for sure.
I'm big on hair. Huron has the ball in the left wing with Michaels on him. Gives it to White. White reverses it to Wynn. Wynn's had a nice first half. Quick throw into the post. Nothing there. Out to Wynn. Wynn's a lefty. Going to take it down the left side. Gives it up to Huron. Kicks it out top. Ball movement good. Wynn looking for a three and good again.
Got to know where he is. That's 2 from the corner for Wynn.
Lewisburg quickly the other way. Gives to Michaels on a little shimmy. Give up to Mabry. Goes in with a dunk and good.
Wow. There's that athlete we were talking about. Caught it, kept the ball high, went up and got fouled and finished the dunk. You want to talk about bringing some life to this gym and this Lewisburg fan section. That just happened right there. I want to talk a little bit down here.
Coming in.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit down here, the defensive end. I saw there's a little confusion between Mabry and Young, whether they're going to switch on that screen. That's something they want to shore up because there was an open White underneath there for a little bit. Honestly, when you're going big to big screen, I'd switch on it. You got no mismatch.
Mabry can't complete the three-point play. Danville brings it across half court. Huron has it with his right-handed dribble. A 1-4 set here for the Danville Ironmen. Persing runs the other way to Cush. Cush into the paint.
Deny. Oh.
Huron trying to get around Michaels. Persing has the ball. Going right to the hoop. Gets it knocked out of his hand. And Michaels coming the other way. Takes it into the paint. Reverses it. Gives it to Bowden. Bowden, looking for a three. Can't get it. Rebounded by Blau. And he's going to go to the free throw line.
A lot of good things from Blau there. First off, his help side defense on the other end to get into the lane and create that turnover. That was big. Then he goes down here and gets a very big rebound. And he was fouled on the rebound, not called. Got the rebound, went up, did get the call. They'll take it that way, getting 2 foul shots. I like the look by Bowden, too, man. He stepped into the three. It's a good-looking shot.
Blau's first is good. Now Wynn's going to have to come out as he got his 3rd foul. The stat guy Nate Babin keeping us updated.
And Wynn knocking down some threes, so.
Blau's second one, front iron, no good. Danville will rebound it. They'll set here. Up 4, coming up on 3:15 to go here in the first half.
4 across look for Danville.
New man checks into the game. That's Heath for the Ironmen. Cush thinks about a 3, spins. Going to give it up to White. Back to Cush. Cush from the foul line. No good. And it's going to be chased down by Huron.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker there. You can play off of Cush a little bit. I wouldn't jump at the 3-point pump. He likes to attack and shoot from mid-range in.
Cush gives it back to Huron. Left-handed layup good. What a beautiful give and go.
Yes, it was. And the help was there, too. But Huron did a good job of avoiding the outreach hands of Mabry. And he gets the bucket.
Blau sets the screen. Coach wants him to roll. He's in the post, wide open. But they don't throw it to Blau.
A lot of space there, Cam.
Bad pass that time. Knocked out of bounds by the Ironmen's Heath.
I always tell my players, you get the ball at the top of the key and you see a lot of space, look to attack. And there's no better player in the area to attack off the bounce than Cam Michaels. He's got to take advantage of that when he sees it.
We talked about Wynn. He had 15 points until he had to come out because of that 3rd foul. What a big foul that is for the Danville Ironmen to see your leading scorer have to come out of the game. Ball knocked away. Get it out to Huron. Huron to the loop. Hoop and good.
Transition offense for Danville has been fantastic.
Bowden left wing. Cutting through is Harrison. Nothing there. Cam Michaels gives it to Mabry. Mabry doesn't even look at the basket.
There's no respect for him out there. When he's stretched out, he's doing nothing for them offensively, and it's pulling him out from rebounding possibilities.
Pass and cut for Lewisburg, trying to break down this Danville Ironman defense. Harrison's going to do it on his own, and he's going to get caught for the walk.
Oh, I don't like that, and we have video evidence. I thought that foot stayed. He didn't drag it. All he did was pivot in. Don't like that call. I think he should have gone up.
Huron will bring it up for the Danville Ironmen. 1:30 to go in the opening half. What a good one it's been. The 4A District 4 title game here. Huron looking for a 3. Back iron no good. Rebounded by Harrison. He'll get it to Michaels, the speedster. Going the other way. Doesn't get it. He gets it back though. Bowden will shoot a 3. No good. Mabry will get the rebound. Keep it alive for the Lewisburg Green Dragons. Bowden gives it out to Michaels. Michael looking for a 3. No good. They don't get it back. Nope, it's a scramble. Ironman come away with it. Out to Persing. Good
Very
hustle
smart.
defense.
Very smart there by Persing to pull it out.
Settling it down to the Ironman. Bounce pass to White. White to the hoop. Pump fake, no good. Altered by Mabry. Cush to the baseline to White. 35 seconds to go here in the first half. 30-22 lead for the Ironmen.
Mabry needs to get his head on a swivel. He needs to see things behind him. He needs to see what's developing and be ready.
It's going to be a foul called here. It's going to be a holding against Lewisburg, but it was before the shot, so it'll be an out of bounds underneath for the Danville Ironmen.
Lewisburg can afford another one yet, so
24 seconds to go here in the opening half. Danville gets the ball in. Haran to Cush. Cush tries to throw it in, gets deflected, knocked away. Bowden comes away with it, gets it to Blau. Blau makes the catch, left-handed layup and finish. It's good. 8 seconds. Persing with the ball. Gets a screen from Cush. It's going to be kicked by Lewisburg.
some confusion here. Lewisburg fans like, what are you talking? I mean, players are like, what are you talking about? I didn't see it there, Pat. Did you get it?
I did not. We're blocked by a couple players, but the official says it was kicked, so we'll stay with the Ironmen. They're going to shoot a three, come up short on that one, and the first half clock will wind down. A good one here in the first half between the Danville Ironmen, who are leading 30-24 of the Lewisburg Green Dragons. This halftime is brought to you by Wagner, Dries, Elsasser and Associates. They're your certified accountants and consultants.
We're going to take a small 2-3 minute break here, Pat, and we'll come back with some stats and halftime analysis.
All right.
Pat, whenever you're ready.
Welcome back. It's halftime. Both teams have returned to the court, getting ready for second half action. And what a good first half it was. If you're just joining us, you missed a lot of action between these two teams. Good teams, with the Danville Ironmen leading 30-24 over the Green Dragons. So we're going to break down the stats here. And of course, who do we do that to? We go to our stat man. We call him the Babin, because that's his name.
I call him Babin.
Oh, Babin.
And you know what? We have the camera on him so everyone can see how much of a baby he is.
Well, hopefully the watching doesn't go down.
Well, it won't, because he's very good looking.
Good.
All right, big first quarter for Danville. Sparked by, they were just getting a lot of turnovers and getting out in transition and looking ahead. Was sparked by Hayden Winnie at 15 first half points, hit 3 threes. Other than that, Huron had 6. Damian White had 5. The big stat for me, which I can't imagine will continue in the second half, is Persing only had 2. So if I'm a coach from Vage, I say, hey, we hold Persing to 2. We're going to be in good shape. But Hayden Wynn came in. He banged some threes and kept them alive. Cam Michaels with 10, hit some big shots. And the big X factor so far for Lewisburg has been Mabry. That sequence, man, where he went big block down here, came down, got the big dunk in the and one. He had 9 points. Other than that, they have 3 from Blau, 2 from Bodden. Listen, 3 blocks from Mabry, 6 rebounds, and 9 points in the first half. Coming off the bench, that's a huge spark. Cam really got going there in the second quarter, hit a big 3, and then had that big and one, which I don't know who that was defending. It might have been the white kid. He really bodied him up, and Cam fought through contact and finished. 7 steals for Danville, 5 of them you said in that first couple minutes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the second half. Going to be fun to watch. This is one of the most fast-paced high school games I think I've watched in a while.
So adjustments will be aplenty, and we appreciate all those updated stats as we're bringing you the Wagner Dries Elsasser and Associates halftime show here. Again, both teams on the floor getting ready to start the second half. Of course, the adjustments will be aplenty. And Ryan, I think you speak, all the time about runs, and that's exactly what we saw the other night when we covered the Warrior run game. They finished the first half on a nice run by Sheasley. So now it's the adjustment in the second half, and Lewisburg's got to continue to do what they were doing and ride that emotion, how they wrapped up. Warrior run was not able to do that in a game the other night.
No, and for Lewisburg, it's a matter of continuing to take care of the ball. As soon as they stopped turning it over, Pat, things started happening well for them. Turnovers are now called sugar cookies, and I'm going to put up the picture for Tara. We got the sugar cookies on my phone, Tara, right there, okay? Sugar cookies, right there. We getting it, Murphy, our producer, Murphy O'Brien?
She's got it.
No more sugar cookies. Lewisburg's going to be just fine.
They're going to pop out of here in the second half action here. 30-24 lead for the Danville Ironmen. This is the 4A District 4 title game here at Milton High School. The Jungle here. And boy, what a first half it was here at the Jungle. Lewisburg will get the ball to start the second half. Cam Michaels, a right-handed dribble, a zone look, a 2-1-2 extended look for the Danville Ironmen. Kicked her across to Pauling. He gets double-teamed on the wing. Down to the baseline to Young. Pauling dribbles away from a potential double team there. Skipped across to Pauling from Harrison. First possession of the second half for the Lewisburg Green Dragons, trailing by 6. Harrison's going to shoot a 3. Back iron, no good.
I think Harrison might be 0 for 4 right now from the three-point line. He's a very good shooter.
A throwaway, intended to throw it to win. Well over his head, goes out of bounds. This game was 18-11 at the end of the first quarter. And again, 30-24 here at halftime. First quick turnover by the Danville Ironmen, gives it back to Lewisburg. Pauling with the dribble, takes it to Blau. Blau unable to get it, but saving the possession was Young. The adjustments here as Danville's gone to that zone. Harrison looks into Wade Young, back out to Harrison. Skips it across. As Pauling's able to get it to Young. Double team and stolen by the Danville Ironmen. Danville pushes the other way. That's Wynn. Had a big first half. He does have 3 fouls. He'll get it to White. White with the spin move. Backboard good.
Man, White has had 2 beautiful buckets tonight. Both of them off of spin moves. Very impressive move there. And both teams have 1 turnover to start here early in the second half.
DJ will quickly go to the bench, get Mabry in the game here at the next dead ball. And Bowden as well. Around the perimeter, Cam Michaels jumping through the lane, no good. Battled the ball between the circles, and another turnover by the Lewisburg Green Dragons. And then Danville gives it right back to the Green Dragons. Cam Michaels knocked out of bounds, and the possession will...
That's 4. That's going to be 4 on Wynn. So the guy that was their offense in the first half, Pat, 4 fouls early here in the second half.
Pauling and Young come out of the game as Bowden and Mabry come in. As you mentioned, Wynn's going to have to come out with 5:57 to go here in the third period with his 4th foul. Bowden with the ball against the zone. Blau at the high post.
One thing I like with Danville being in a zone is you're going to have 2 bigs under the hoop for those second chance rebounds if you were to miss.
Bowden drives, nothing there, out to Michaels. Michaels throws it into Mabry. Mabry with the one-hand catch on the baseline, gets it back out. Michaels to Bowden. No rush here, trying to figure out this zone here.
Lewisburg wants, I'm sorry, Pat, but Lewisburg's going to want to use the whole floor. It can't keep going left. They keep going left, and it just has the zone, doesn't have to switch sides at all.
Mabry trying to muscle one up against Cush, unable to, and Danville comes away with the rebound. Persing, we mentioned it, only 2 points in that first half. His team leads by 8. Cam Michaels trying to get the interception, gets the deflection, but unable to come up with it. Just quickness.
Yeah, I mean, you can't practice that. I mean, Danville cannot simulate what Cam Michaels is able to do on both sides of the ball. And
backdoor cut by Persing to the bucket, layup good.
Got caught there. Got caught on the pump fake. Nice backdoor cut there by Persing.
10-point lead for the Ironmen. They stay in that zone. Three-pointer by Harrison, front iron again, no good. Persing gets his second bucket of the night on that last possession. He has a left-handed dribble here, kicks it out to Haran. Haran to White, to Cush. Cush through the lane, left-handed to dribble, left-handed layup, no good.
Well, both, again, they're Lewisburg just playing off of White, letting him have that three-point look if he wants it, and the same thing there with Cush, letting him have that look if he wants it.
10-point lead for the Danville. Danville stays in that 2-1-2 zone. Up top, Haran and Persing to the baseline to Mabry. Mabry to Blau. He's fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
That's tough there. I mean, that's good offense and very good defense. The passing windows are very small. Danville's showing a lot of energy, playing on their toes, closing those windows. But Lewisburg, you know, just rifling them in those small windows, and Blau had great hands there to catch it, go up and take the foul.
Blau's first one is good. Cuts it to a 9-point lead for Danville. Cush will come out of the game. Coming into the game for the Danville Ironman, number 35, that's Walker, Daniel Walker, a sophomore at 6'2". Also into the game is Heath. He played in the first half. He's back in the game. Rebounded by Walker for the Ironman. Blau unable to make his second free throw. White has the ball, gives it to Persing. Persing back to White on the left baseline. Strong to the hoop by White and good, a floater.
Mabry doesn't need to reach there. You reach, he teach, and that's what happened. No level of basketball do they reach on ball.
Ball tipped into the backcourt. Michaels comes up with it. Around the perimeter for the Green Dragons. Blau in the high post. Ball kicked by Danville. Lewisburg will keep the ball inbounded here on the near side.
Maybe a little District 4 dudes mentioned right now, Pat. Get all your stats and updates on District 4 dudes on Twitter.
It's a great way to take it all in here tonight as Blau gets the layup on the nice bounce pass feed to cut it to 9. Coming up on 3 minutes to go here in the third period. But yeah, District 4 dudes, while you're listening to us, ain't no better way to take this high school basketball game in. White thinking about a three, now drives into the lane, gives it up to Walker. Back to White, White in the lane. Haran pulls up, no good. Michaels the other way. Michaels to Harrison. Michaels a strong baseline drive. Nothing there. Lewisburg still waiting for Harrison to get it going here. Nice bounce pass into the post. Blau with a little runner, no good. Rebounded by the Ironman.
I like the fact that Lewisburg, though, is trying to attack the inside here to start the second half. That'll open up the perimeter. Hopefully you can get some rhythm going for Harrison, because he is a three-point shooter struggling tonight. I believe he's 0 for 5 from the three-point line.
Timeout taken there by Danville, leading by 9. Ryan, big moment in the game was Wynn picking up his 4th foul to start that third quarter. And, you know, you wonder, did they go to zone to try to help keep him from picking up a foul? And, boy, the drive to the baseline by Cam Michaels, and he stopped on a dime, and Wynn didn't, and he picked up that foul on the baseline. But, you know, you often go to zone to help protect the guy who's in foul trouble, and it didn't happen for Danville.
No, unfortunately, it did not happen. It's just about discipline. You can't swat there. You can't reach in. You just got to wall up, play straight up and down, and especially when you know your foul situation, you got 3, just not heads-up play there. But, you know, hey, right now, 9-point game, 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's very important that Lewisburg either keeps this even or gains a bucket or 2 here going into the fourth quarter. You don't want this to open up at all. This is a massive 2 minutes for the Green Dragons. They got to get every rebound, and they got to be efficient offensively. Got to get a bucket or 2 here in the final 2 minutes.
Ironman inbound the ball following the timeout. They've gotten a backdoor cut off the last timeout. They don't get it here. Ball knocked away. Bowden with the ball over half court, guarded by White. Now they go back to their zone. Around the perimeter, into the post to Blau. Blau out to Michaels, to Bowden. Bowden thinks about a 3, brings it down. Bounce pass into the high post. Left-handed dribble by Harrison. Not there, though. Defensed well by the Ironman. 3-point field goal, no good. Rebounded by Mabry. He's going to go up and bucket, good.
What a rebound there. And with his back to the baseline, he goes up and puts a little baby hook in off the glass. Massive rebound and bucket for Mabry.
3-point field goal for Danville, no good. Couple bounces up there. Mabry comes away with the rebound. Outlet it to Michaels. Michaels speedster into the lane. Throws it to Harrison. Front iron, no good. Rebounded by Blau, and he puts it back in.
Hey, you know the best way to beat a zone defense, Pat? Don't let it set up. Great rebound on the defensive end by Mabry. Outlets it to Michaels. Michaels pushes down court. You get an inside-out look. Good-looking 3. Not made, but the offensive rebound to clean it up for 2. That's the best way to beat a zone.
And with that bucket, it's now a 5-point lead for Danville.
Play off. Let him shoot it. Play off.
Into the post to Walker. He turns, kicks it out. Heath with the jumper, no good. A battle at the rim. And Mabry comes away with it. Outlet to Michaels. Michael between 2 defenders. Goes up, strong to the hoop, no good.
He's got to have teammates crashing. They can't assume he's going to make that just because he's at the rim. 3 guys for Lewisburg standing at half court.
Ball knocked away from Persing. White comes away with it. Haas has it with Michaels on him. And Michaels is going to get the foul there, guarding Haas.
And I don't like the call there. I mean, we got a good look at it. What's the call? He didn't put his hands on the guy. He was there in position. He absorbed the contact from the offensive player. It's a no foul right there. And I know that the official didn't see anything. He was behind both the ball handler and the defender there. He didn't see through their torsos and see a touch.
And that's his 2nd foul as we go under 15 to go here in the 3rd period. Backdoor cut for Danville. As he tried to take the backdoor cut, might have got held up by Harrison, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Danville's 4th turnover of the game here in the third quarter. 4th in the third quarter, matching the 4 they had in the first half. So they doubled up turnovers here in the third quarter. They have 8 total.
7 seconds, down to 5. Michaels with the ball, pulls up for 3, off balance, short, no good. And that's how the third quarter is going to end. 36-31 lead for Danville as we get ready to go into the fourth quarter.
Great ending there for Lewisburg. Did exactly what we talked about, Pat. Hold Danville. Don't let them score. Get a couple buckets on your own. They took that 9-point lead and they got it down to 5. Exactly what you wanted if you're Lewisburg. Now you're in striking distance. 2-possession game. So continue the ball pressure. We saw a lot of ball pressure there from Lewisburg in their man-to-man. They extended out. They were out denying reversals, and they created turnovers because of it. The other thing they got to be careful, though, as they're stretched out, is that back door. Persing did get one bucket off a backdoor cut, but at the same time there's 2 turnovers there in that quarter where they tried to get the back door in a small window. So I love the ball pressure that Lewisburg's bringing out. They're playing to win. Danville's sitting more in a zone, trying to hang on maybe a little bit to a lead. I don't know, man. You got to go out and get it and be aggressive.
Well, the thing is, when does Wynn come back? He has those 4 fouls. We're going to start the 4th quarter. He's your leading scorer in the ball game. And if I look out, he has returned. So he is coming back in with Danville having the 5-point lead. It'll be Danville to inbound the ball. At the end of the first, Danville led 18-11. Halftime, they led 30-24, and they still lead, but it's down to a 5-point lead. Persing with the ball in the left wing. Gives it to White. White goes on Mabry into the paint. A cut by Huron, nothing there. Wynn pulls up, nothing. Gives it to White. White takes it on Mabry. No good. Mabry battles and grabs it with his long extended reach.
I know White doesn't make the bucket there, but it's a good move. He's got to stay aggressive. He's done a great job tonight offensively. What's that call?
They're going to call Mabry for leaning towards the defender and getting a bump on the screen.
Well, I've seen both teams doing it here and there this game. We said it early in the game. You want to take care of that then, not now. Not in the 4th quarter of the district championship. You want to finally make that call. I told you I'd be crucial with these refs.
Well, that's what we're here to do. I don't think Wagner, Dries, Elsasser, and Associates would want it any other way.
They need to consult with these refs.
To the bucket goes Huron, and he's going to be fouled. So Mabry picks up 2 quick fouls and simultaneous possessions. They're going to say he was shooting. That'll be the 2nd foul on Mabry.
It's a good job by Huron just to hang on to the ball there in traffic. Lost it a little bit. I think that's kind of why Mabry got the foul.
Left-handed release is good for Danville.
His rhythm there, when he was losing the ball, he didn't go with a natural motion, kind of had a pause to it, and that got Mabry in the air and ended up landing on his back. I don't think that was a on-purpose pump fake.
Always wonder how teams handle it when you have your leading scorer with 4 fouls. How do you get him to get his 5th? Blau with a rebound. He fights with White, and it's going to be possession going to the Lewisburg. So see if Danville stays in that zone. It looks like they will. Now Wynn is on the backside of the bottom part of that zone for the Ironman. Blau turns, gets it in the high post, gives it to Harrison, and it's going to go out of bounds.
0 for 7. 0 for 7 right now. And 0 points for Henry Harrison in this game. I mean, this is a guy that has the ability to put up a lot of points.
And only down 6. They come with 3-quarter court press, does Lewisburg. Gets it broken, gets it to Wynn. He looked at the cutter going through, nothing there. Wynn's going to give it to Persing. Left-handed dribble. Kicks it out to White. White into the lane, tries to take it on Mabry. Mabry, good defense. Now Wynn goes to the hoop, nothing there, defended by Blau. Danville resets. 6:35 to go in this District 4A championship game. Wynn with the ball. Into White, short corner. Back out to Wynn. As Persing goes underneath the armpit of Bowden. Cush to the bucket, and there's going to be a foul called as Cush tried to take it into the lane.
I tell you, Lewisburg is playing really tough on the defensive end. Henry Harrison there with a great job on the switch. Did a good job of stopping Persing's, penetration there. And, I love that. When you're not on, when you're not making the shots you normally do, what are you going to do for me? And Henry Harrison's playing with a ton of energy on that defensive side.
Persing between the circles. Gets it to Wynn on a skip pass. Wynn takes it on Blau. He's going to pull up. Gets it out to Cush. He's also left-handed, no good. I think I've seen a team with 3 left-handed shooters. Out to White. White into the paint. Pulls up. Gets it blocked by Harrison. Harrison to Michaels. Left-handed. Gets it taken away by Heron. Wynn comes away with it. Gets it to Heron, and he's going to get fouled by Cam Michaels.
Not a good foul, Cam. Not a good foul. And he's got 3 now. But Henry, great job on the block, getting the outlet up to Cam, and Cam just went to the hoop, got it taken low on him. Well defended play there, Danville. Very smart not to try and go up and swat it, try and get it on the way up. Cam's got to be careful here. Pressure defense. Just use your feet, buddy.
Gets it to win at the high post. Skips it to Persing. Persing to White with Mabry on him. Spin by Cush, nothing there. 5:30 to go in the game. Beautiful layup. It's good.
Tough finish there for Huron, but he does. He makes it happen.
Up over the extended hand of Mabry. 8-point lead, 5:21 to go in the game.
Had a hair issue there. Headband on the floor.
I'm not sure what that's like. As Michaels between the circles against the zone still. Gives it to Bowden. Bowden back to Michaels. To Harrison. Short corner. Bounce pass to Blau. No good. And Mabry tries to come up with a rebound. Unable to. And this is going to go to Danville.
I don't know about that. That looked like a Danville guy came flying in. Knocked that ball out of bounds.
But timeout taken by Lewisburg. Down 8. 5:07 to go. Foul situation here as Lewisburg has 5 team fouls. Danville with just 2, so they can continue the pressure. They're going to stay with that zone, you would expect. It's worked for them so far here in the second half.
Yeah, you know, Pat, might be time to start setting some screens for that zone. I know they got the 2 bigs in right now. You might want to pull 1 big out, get 4 guys around that perimeter, good ball movement, set some screens, some flare passes, getting yourself some good looks, getting a rhythm shot. A lot of Lewisburg's three-point attempts tonight have been somewhat rushed.
What I'd like to see, too, maybe putting Blau in the short corner and giving the bounce pass on the dive to Mabry, who is much more athletic, can go up over the defense. Blau has not been able to do that. See if they make adjustment there. Press coming here by Lewisburg. Danville skips it across. Persing finally able to give it to Cush to break the press. He skips it over to White. Grozer telling him to pull it out, use time. Under 5 to go in the game.
Gonna have to deny that if this is the way Danville wants to play, try and milk the clock. You got to get out and deny all the reversal passes, which is going to make you more susceptible to their speed and their dribble drive, but you don't have much of a choice down 8 with 4.5 to go. Got to get a 5-second call.
Persing with the ball, Pauling on him. Michael's trying to make the steal. With Huron on him.
5 seconds? No.
The dribbling display by Persing takes to the hoop, blocked by Mabry.
5-on-4, Pat.
Harrison into the paint. Gets the ball knocked away, and there's going to be a foul called there. Oof. I thought Harrison got pushed as he went into the lane, and sometimes you talk about a makeup that maybe now they called it there.
That one definitely in favor of Lewisburg.
So Lewisburg will inbound the ball underneath their own basket against the zone of Danville. Michael's looking to get it in, finally does, and it's stolen. He tried to skip it from the left baseline to the right wing, and it was intercepted. A throwaway by Cush for Danville. Then Persing, athletic ability, comes up with the steal. Huron to the bucket on the reversal, good.
Massive reverse layup there. Stretched the lead to 10, just under 4 minutes. Time to get some screens set here. You got to get some looks.
10-point lead for Danville. Throws it to Blau. Blau gets the bounce pass back to Mabry. Mabry to the hoop, good.
Huge. Full court pressure, got to get up here. Yep, nobody up on White.
They skip it to the second level and they get back it to Huron. He gives it back to White. White bounce pass to Cush. Cush will bring it back out with the 8-point lead. 3:20 to go in the game. Skips it across, does Persing to White. Blau on White. Well, he walked.
Wow. 6 turnover of the half, 10th of the game for Danville. Lewisburg, though, did just have a bunch of turnovers themselves. They have 5 in the half, 12 for the game. So pretty even on the turnovers for the teams. 12 for Lewisburg, 11 for Danville. 11 for Danville.
The official is telling Michaels, please tuck in your shirt. They're having quite a little discussion there. He's still talking to him. Michaels finally picks up the ball. Pauling back to Michaels. Back and forth across the perimeter. Down 8 or Lewisburg. Pauling thought about a 3.
Rotate to opposite side, make the defense.
Harrison get a look. Nope, double teamed on the right wing. Mabry's asking for the lob to the basket. Take it here. Mabry goes in, gets fouled.
Oh, beautiful.
Brad, I can tell you, he was calling for the ball on the last 6 passes, going get it to me either by skip it on a diagonal pass, throw it high to me, because he knew he had himself baseline drive and he took advantage of it.
Yeah, and what a hesitation there to get the defender up in the air, take the contact and finish. Huge.
Mabry trying to complete the 3-point play. It's going to come up short. 41-35, 2:45 to go in the game. White's going to have it stolen, and it's going to be a foul on Pauling. It was a scramble for the ball.
Man. Again, I hate that call. That he dove and he got the ball. There's a little bit of body contact, but the Danville player's going for the ball too. Like, you could call that either way there.
Second foul on Pauling. Double teamed in the backcourt by Lewisburg. Skip across the White. White to Persing.
Deny reversals, deny reversals. You got the count going.
Persing with the spin move to White. Gets it up top. The circle to Morrison. To White along the baseline. Skips it across to Persing for 3. No good. Mabry rips down the rebound.
Best look Persing's had all night. Not able to put it in.
Lewisburg quickly into the front court. Michaels will bring it back out. Down 6. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the game. Michaels into the paint. Spins. Loses his footing. Stolen by Danville. Come the other way. Layup good.
Yeah, it looked like Cam actually stepped on the foot of Persing there and just kind of rolled over. Make sure he's okay.
Bounce pass Harrison into Blau. Back out to Harrison. Right baseline. No good. That ball had no rotation on it. Michael's going to get caught for the foul.
His 4th. Yeah, Henry Harrison just doesn't have the rhythm tonight. Not finding the ball going through the hoop. And he's such a great player, great kid, man. You just root for someone like him. It's like we're waiting. We're just waiting for that one to go in and spark this offense, but it just has not happened yet.
What?
Still time, Pat. 143 is a long time. Only down 8.
Well, from a coach's standpoint, you got to look right in Harrison's eyes and say, dude, we're going to need one big one from you, and that's it. Think about the next one. You talk to shooters all the time, and they have short memories. They don't think about the last shot. They know the next one is going in, and that's you got to look the kid in the eye, senior, and say, your next one's going in. Keep your head up. We need you to stay focused in this ball game. And he's done it down on the defensive side. He's had a big block. His defense is good, so he just needs to see one go down as this game right now, 43-35 lead for Danville with 1:43 to go in the District 4 4A title game. Good one it's been here from Milton High School.
Well, basically, Pat, everything you just said there, you can say in 2 words. Shooters, shoot. And that's just what you have to do. When you're open right now, I don't care how many you made before, you're a shooter. Everyone knows you're a shooter. You just shoot. You're going to need a big one, and he's just got to be mentally ready and prepared for that.
And he has the green light. That helps your confidence as well. There's no thought about it. You catch it, you're open. My philosophy is an open shot's a good shot, and you got to knock it down. So Danville will go down, shooting a 1-and-1 here. Huron will shoot the 1-and-1. Left-handed shooter here. The gym goes quiet as he eyes it up. First one's up and no good. Rebounded by Blau. Gives it to Harrison. Down 8, 1:39 to go, and it's going to be a foul up top by Morrison.
Is that his 5th?
Morrison's 5th. Didn't get a lot of playing here tonight, but he's going to come out on his 5th foul, and that's going to put Wynn back in the game. Ryan, I'd rather see Morrison stay in the game instead of Wynn jog back out on the floor.
Yeah, Wynn's been the hot hand for Danville for sure.
Mabry goes up and gets it. Bounce pass to Mabry from Harrison. Harrison looking for a 3. Off the iron, no good. Huron going to come down with it. Grozer telling him to spread it out here. Work clock.
Cannot foul here, Cam. You cannot foul here.
1:15 to go. He reaches around, doesn't get it. Cush out to Persing. Persing to White.
Right now,
call
just
for fouls.
yeah,
And that's what they're going to take there. That'll send Persing to the foul line for a 1-on-1.
and the running trap has not done anything for Lewisburg. Just get out man to man, belly face guard, whatever you got to do right now, because you got to deny all reversals if you're not going to foul.
First free throw good by Persing.
Foul shots, they are so important. This is right here the situation. You need your foul shots if you want to win.
Senior steps up, calmly knocks down 2 to increase the 10-point lead. 1:07 to go. Cam Michaels with the ball, crosses half court. Coming up on a minute in this one. 10-point lead for the Ironmen. Throws it into Blau. Blau never able to make the catch. He regains possession, takes it down the right baseline, kicks it out to Bowden. And Bowden's going to be hit by Persing, but still not going to the free throw line.
Nope, only the 6th foul, but from here on out, that's what you want. Try and get to the foul line, get some rhythm. Stops the clock.
Persing's second foul. Michaels looking, Harrison's backdoor cut, not there. Bowden take it across the lane, gonna take it into the paint. Off the backboard, good, and a timeout taken by Lewisburg as Lewisburg's able to cut it to an 8-point lead, 45-37.
And here will come a defensive swap, I'm sure, in the substitutions. Also somebody maybe to come in to foul.
Here's the Wagner Dries Elsasser and Associates recap of how this game has gone. It was an 18-11 lead for Danville at the end of the first quarter. Halftime, 6-point lead for the Ironmen. They led 30-24. Then they led 36-31 at the end of 3. So the Ironmen have been in the lead throughout this one. And they're in the lead right now. They lead 45-37 with just 39 seconds to go, with the winner here winning District Gold. And then both teams will look towards the district or the state playoffs, because both teams will be competing in that with a good chance to move throughout the state playoffs the way these two teams play. So timeout was taken by Lewisburg, so Danville will inbound the ball underneath Lewisburg basket. All out pressure here by Lewisburg. Gets it into Persing. Persing getting double teamed. Going to the right, gets rid of it, finds Cush. Cush gets it to Huron. Huron to White. White to win for the layup. Well done.
Yeah, that's just good offense, good rotations, and handling the pressure.
Blau takes it to the left, gets stolen by Huron. Huron gets it to Cush. Cush spins, double team, they'll be fouled.
Well, Danville can feel it now. They're tasting it.
There's just 14 seconds to go in this one as Michaels will return to the floor. He had to come out because he does have those 4 fouls, and they were trying to foul intentionally. He'll come back in. 14 seconds to go as the first free throw by Cush is good.
And again, foul shots late. They're damaging. That's how you win games and lose games.
Second free throw, no good. Cush tries to come away with it and can't. Harrison into the front court. He's going to be fouled by White. Now he's going to put it at the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. Pauling back into the game with Bowden coming out. So Harrison will step up to the free throw line. Down 11 with 10 seconds to go. Harrison's first free throw is good. Second free throw coming from Harrison. Up, short, no good. Rebounded by Cush. Vijay wants no fouls here as the final seconds will round out. As the Danville Ironmen will be the District 4 4A gold medalists here at Milton Area High School. As the teams will do a traditional handshake here. Wynn led the way early on in this one, got into foul trouble. Haran and Persing, we said it, guard play was going to be a big factor in this one, and they came up big for the Ironmen in the victory here tonight.
Yeah, just a very good defensive game for both teams. Not a whole lot of offense going on. Wynn early on was producing quite a bit, but man, after that point, I think Cam Michaels had a nice little run of 7 points, but outside of that, buckets were hard to find. Teams were rebounding well. The hustle was there. Turnovers, were forced because of defensive pressure. It was a defensive game, Pat, and we said it before the game. We said, this could be a high-scoring, high-flying game, and then we went through this whole spiel about these offenses, and then I said, now watch how wrong we are. We're going to get a defensive battle, and sure enough, that's what we saw tonight.
Well, and Harrison missing, was a big part of this. And
0 for 9. 0 for 9 from the three.
And you said, you could tell he just didn't seem like he was fully in rhythm. So a lot of times was their defense, or was it just not his night in terms of catch and release? And, man, he just wanted to see one go through the net. Big factor here tonight for Lewisburg was Harrison's inability really to get things going. And he didn't quit on the defensive side. He played his butt off. He got into it. He kept them in the game. The green light for him to shoot. And like you said, as a shooter, you want to see one go through the net so you get things going. Just didn't happen for the young man, the senior for Lewisburg. But again, what you love about a kid like that, the effort was still there throughout the entire ballgame.
Absolutely, and we took note of that. I mean, listen, there ain't no one in this gym that knows anything about basketball that's saying, oh, he shouldn't have shot those. This kid is one of the best shooters in the area, just not his night. And honestly, he didn't get a field goal the entire game, and a little bit of him being off, a little bit of that Danville defense. He did get a point there late at the foul line, but just not his night offensively. But he did play big defense, had a block, had a couple steals, pressure, some turnovers, and did a good job just staying in front of a very quick guard set that Danville has. Yep. But, I mean, the whole Lewisburg defense just played very well tonight, high energy. I mean, he only gave up 48 points in a district championship game. That's not bad.
And that's with Wynn going off in that first half.
Correct.
I mean, he was unconscious, knocking down shots after shot. Now he got in that foul trouble, so give kudos to this Danville Ironman team and how they dealt with watching your leading scorer in the game go out of the game in foul trouble, and they just kept coming at you. And Lewisburg, again, a lot of credit to them. They kept battling. Even when Wynn was knocking those down, you didn't feel like they were out of it. They got down early, went on a run. You say it all the time, it's a game of runs, and that's exactly what Lewisburg was able to do to get back in the game. And again, at halftime, only down 6, end of the third period, just down 5. So the effort was definitely there. And I believe full-heartedly, both these teams have a nice opportunity here in state playoffs to make a little run, and mostly led by that guard play we talked so much about.
Yeah, and as I reflect now on this game, it started out that 16-2 run for Danville, and, we kind of shrug it off, and basketball is a game of runs, and it is. But I'm surprised that was a big part of the game. Outside of that, Lewisburg made a run to get back in it, and then, it was a couple points here, a couple points there. And Danville was able to open up a little bit here late when Lewisburg had to foul, but ultimately that 16-2 run, it did the damage. That was the breaker, or early on in the game. So you just feel for them. You wish Lewisburg maybe had a little bit quicker start, but that's the name of the game, I guess, sometimes, and that ended up being the biggest detriment to Lewisburg tonight.
And Ryan, a big part of this, and you coach, Babin coaches, I get involved in the coaching as well, and we do it to give these kids an opportunity to do something they love to do it at a high level. I want to give these kids a lot of credit in terms of how they manage themselves in this game. This is a high intensity, a lot at stake between these two teams, and I thought both teams managed themselves very well in very difficult situations. And you said it at the beginning. They know each other. They respect each other. Some play in the off season together. But, sometimes things can get out of control. And both these teams, credit to them, they handled themselves with such great class and great sportsmanship. It says a lot about the programs between Danville and Lewisburg.
Yeah, just quality teams, man. They're led by quality coaches. And kudos to both schools and how they were represented tonight. And, it's very easy as a young man in a competitive atmosphere when things aren't going your way to lose your cool. And it's also very easy to get arrogant and cocky when you have the lead and things are going your way. We didn't really see any of that tonight. saw emotion, but it was all emotion that you would expect. Hype when things were good, and a little bit of a grimace when things were bad, but nothing that would be considered classless. And they both put on a great show, and they should all be very proud of themselves.
This post game is brought to you by Wagner, Dries, Elsasser and Associates. They're your certified accountants and consultants. We appreciate their sponsorship tonight here from the Booth Sports Podcast as Lewisburg's receive their silver medals, and now Danville receiving their gold medals as their names are being announced here, something they'll carry proudly for the rest of their lives. Ryan, you were fortunate to be in a situation like that, and you can definitely talk and feel good about your efforts here tonight as these guys will walk away with the gold medal.
I tell you, Pat, it was a long time ago, 1999? No, 2000. 2000, I got to cut down the nets, and they actually let us cut down the nets. We actually got up on the ladder with scissors. Not probably a smart choice for a young Ryan Brandt to be on a ladder with scissors, but they allowed it back then, but not so much right now. They cut down the net for them. And Rod Harris, AD at Milton, great AD, quickly gets up a new net, which I appreciate, Rod, because tomorrow morning we have youth basketball practice, so we're going to need those nets.
Well, speaking about tomorrow, you got youth ball, but then we got triple header tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow. Not from the booth, won't be, but me and my family will be, because we'll be cheering on Lewisburg Green Dragons as the girls are playing in a consolation game, trying to get the win over Shamokin to advance in the state playoffs as well. So a lot of good things happening here in the winter seasons for the basketball programs. Lewisburg comes up short here, winning district gold, but they'll be playing in state playoffs, and that's what the Lewisburg girls team will be attempting to do tomorrow, led by Sophie Kilbride and Keely Baker, seniors for the Lewisburg Green Dragons.
Well, hopefully better luck for them tomorrow night. But yeah, the great facility to hold these events, man, and I'm very fortunate to coach here at Milton, and I get these facilities for practicing and stuff, and our home games, and it's just a great atmosphere, and I'm glad these teams can be here tonight and enjoy the environment that that the jungle can bring to you. But do we got some stats from our man Babin?
Working hard,
Let's
that
do
pin.
this. Let's get the stats.
Not a ton of scoring in this game in general, but especially in the second half. Only 32 points. Lewisburg scored 7 in each quarter. The big stat that sticks out to me for the second half is Danville did a good job and held Cam Michaels to 0 in the second half. He finishes with 10. The Mabry kid is really what held them together in the second half. He had 6, finished with 15, 10 rebounds and 4 blocks. Big game for him. We talked a little bit about Henry Harrison struggling. He's been a good scorer for them all year. Finished with 1. That first point was on the free throw in the fourth quarter. Then for Danville, we had Hayden Wynn. He had finished with 17. 15 in the first half, 3 big threes. Damian White had a huge game tonight, real big game. Had 9, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals. And then if you tell me before the game that, or I'm sorry, and then Luke Huron had 13. But then if you tell me before the game, if I'm Vejai and you say, hey, you're going to hold Persing to 6, I say, okay, well, we're probably putting gold around our neck at the end of the game. But other guys stepped up, and we've talked about that a lot in all our broadcasts. When you shut guys down that are team's guys and other guys have to step up, and Danville had enough of that tonight. 2 guys went for double figures, and they played that zone they played in the second half was just smothering. There was no gaps. Lewisburg can never really get comfortable. But 2 good teams, both battled. 2 teams that could definitely win state games, and I wouldn't want to see them in the first round for sure.
Babin running down the stats as you just heard, and again, different guys needing to step up, especially when Wynn got in foul trouble. He was the one lighting it up early, but other guys able to get points when they need it. And then late in that game, you got a lot of the guards, the ball handlers able to maintain possession, not giving the ball up and allowing Lewisburg to crawl back into it. And one thing you mentioned too, Babin, a big adjustment, they went to that zone. Did Danville playing that 2-1-2 zone. Now, when Lewisburg did have some success with that, it was when they were able to get it to the short corner and getting a bounce pass from Mabry into Blau, and they got a couple buckets off of that, and Mabry had a beautiful finish going to the baseline up and over. But other than that defense that Danville put on in that second half definitely was, held them back.
And, as you guys coach, so when Hayden Wynn gets his 4th foul to start the third quarter real early, and you say, oh, he's our leading scorer. As a coach, you may say, oh, where are we going to replace that scoring? And instead the mindset was, okay, well, let's just crank it up defensively and just if we don't necessarily have to score if they're just not going to score. And they did that. They were great defensively in the second half.
And think about the run, Ryan. You mentioned it too. How do you attack a zone? Well, you push transition and don't let them set up. And that's when Lewisburg has some of their success, when they were able to use their speed and come down. But again, going back and you know, thinking about that point, but going back and, you know, not being able, we've seen Bowden. He's been lights out at times, hitting the three against Mifflinburg. He did that. He hit a bunch of threes, and we already talked about Harrison struggle. So that zone worked to shut them down, use clock, and then trying to shoot over top. It wasn't something that they were able to do here tonight. But so when they did get some transition buckets, Lewisburg was able to crawl back into it.
Yeah, I mean, and zones are tough. I mean, zones can either be very detrimental to you because you can tend to give some good looks in them, and then they can also be swarming and just they feel like the world's collapsing in on you. And I'll tell you what makes them different. Your energy, your approach. Are your hands up? Are you active? Are you on your feet? Are you moving around? And I think tonight that's what we saw. I think you just saw very active Danville.
And you know the unfortunate thing for Lewisburg tonight is that's a team that you look at their roster. They got a lot of guys that can knock down the three. Bodden can shoot. Cam can shoot. Wade Young can hit the three. Henry Harrison's a pretty high-level shooter. And they hit 1 3 tonight. I'd be hard-pressed if you looked at their book all year where they finished the game with 1 3-pointer they made. So that hurts tonight, too.
Part of our post-game show, we're going to welcome in coach of the Lewisburg Green Dragons. As our coverage here tonight was sponsored by Wagner, Dries, Elsasser and Associates. They're your certified accountants and consultants, and they gave us the opportunity to cover this game here tonight from the booth. We're joined by Coach Vijay. Coach, you know, obviously not the way you want this one to wrap up, but we were just talking about how we thought your kids played really well under some distress and under some tight situations, and we thought their composure was good. You kept climbing and you kept hanging around that game with opportunities late.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we battled and we got it down to 4 a few times, and we had possessions to get it under that, and we end up with turnover or missed shot or something, and you know, it just didn't fall our way. You know, we had some open looks tonight. We didn't make it. To Danville's credit, Danville came out when they were open. They knocked some shots down, you know, and we didn't. But, you know, kids played extremely hard. I mean, probably wants to see his shooting percentage. For as bad as we shot to only lose by 10 or whatever, you know, I'll kind of take it because, I mean, unfortunately, it was just one of those games.
We were talking about your adjustment you made. You got Mabry into the game. He's a kid who has come on here late in the season, and we said he's a type kid, can do some things that's going to create energy, and boy, he did just that.
He did, you know, and we had to get a spark somewhere. You know, he can give us an inside presence. He did it defensively and offensively with some blocks, and you know, so he was a spark. You know, Cam was Cam tonight. You know, they did a great job of keeping him out of the paint. The zone gave us a little bit of toughness in the second half, and we'd work on some stuff against the zone. Unfortunately, a player or two wasn't at practice Wednesday and wasn't around to see what we worked on, and it showed. It affected us. So, you know, hate to blame it on, you know, that's not the reason, but
it does not help.
It's a factor.
It doesn't, exactly, yes.
And, you know, I've been there.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. Coach, you know, talk a little bit about what you saw from Danville zone. Did you guys expect the zone tonight from them?
Know, Wednesday we worked all day against the zone. We anticipated them playing maybe their 2-2-1 3/4 quarter or 1-2-2 back into 2-3 zone, and we worked extensively on it. And, you know, when we had guys in there, when we were able to get the ball into the middle to Jack, we were able to make some things happen. He scored a little bit. We found Deshaun. He was able to kick it back out. Unfortunately, we missed a few shots, but, you know, it's everybody wasn't on the same page because, you know, some guys just didn't know what we wanted to do against the zone.
I'm sorry. And Henry Harrison tonight, like, what are you saying to Henry, a guy that, you know, has the green light, a great shooter, 0 for 9 from the three-point line, didn't have a field goal tonight, 1 point late from the foul line. Now, he gave you that energy on the defensive end. He created a ton.
He works his tail off. You know, you feel bad for him. He's such a competitor. He's been so key for us all year, And unfortunately, you know, he had a bad game, and unfortunately, it had to be tonight. You know, I still remember Central Columbia, him hitting 8 threes, him attacking the hoop, you know, doing different things. So, unfortunately, that's basketball. You know, some nights the ball's just not going to go in for you, and unfortunately, tonight was the night it didn't go in for Henry.
Well, and at the other end, you were able to do that to Persing.
Yeah.
Persing really struggled tonight offensively.
You know, Hayden Wynn was the key for them tonight. You know, we didn't get out. he had 17. He hit what he hit probably 3 threes at least. And you tell the guys, hey, he can shoot it. But when you stay 5 feet off of him, anybody's who's a good shooter is going to be confident, knock something down. We didn't follow things, but to his credit, he stepped up and made some big shots. So.
And now in the locker room afterwards, what's your message? Because you're not done. You got a state playoffs now ahead of you. What's your message to your team?
We didn't talk too much. We say, hey, this one stings. You can see by the looks in your faces. Take the weekend, recover, think about it. Get a chance, get on huddle, watch the film and stuff like that. Try to relax and enjoy the weekend. We'll get back at it Monday. Get away from it a little bit. You're dejected right now. Hang out with your friends tomorrow. Be a high school kid.
Yeah.
Be a high school kid. It's basketball.
Yep.
You still got your seniors. You still got the remainder. You still got basketball season left. You got your rest of your senior year to look forward to. So just be a high school kid. Don't put too much pressure on.
And when you have that message for them, or how important it is to have the seniors that you have on your team to help make sure that is the message that's being carried across?
Well, I think they're going to. I would hope, because the seniors, you got Cam, who's played football, track. Henry's played basketball. Other guys have played football and participate in other things. So I think they know I'm sincere whenever I tell them something. So if I'm going to say, guys, yeah, it hurts right now. It hurts me that we lost, but guess what? The sun's going to come up tomorrow. Enjoy life. And just move on to the next day and get ready to live life to its fullest and be ready to go the next day.
I like your message in so many ways, because it's about you managing this team who is going to bring effort, and you don't need to get it back in the gym tomorrow and crush them with some kind of message that's not going to go over well.
No.
Let them have a weekend. I'll see you Monday, and we're going to get after it. Because, like you said, to be playing, you want gold. There's no doubt about it. But you're in the state playoffs.
Yeah.
And you got to get in, and then everything can happen.
Exactly. We told them we're going to get back. We're going to work them hard Monday. Tuesday's just going to be an hour of practice. Just shoot, get some shots up, get their legs fresh, and then we'll start game playing on Wednesday and Thursday.
Coach, congratulations on a great season. It wasn't what you wanted here tonight, but it was a pleasure, and we're appreciative of Wagner, Dries, Elsasser, and Associates for sponsoring this to allow us to bring it to all the Lewisburg fans. So congrats on a great season. Good luck going forward.
We appreciate you guys.
But I do have something, though, I'm a little unhappy with you about.
What's that?
You made me go to Athens.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate
no problem.
Yeah, good job, Coach.
Thank you.
Yep. Tonight it wasn't Lewisburg's night, but they got a lot still to play for. And as you just heard Coach Vijay talking about, it's about managing his team going forward. There's still a lot to play for. Get your legs underneath of it. We're going to make a run here. But congratulations to the Danville Ironmen. They come away with gold here in District 4, 4A playoff or title game here tonight.
Yeah, great basketball. Man, we're so lucky to do this, and we got to thank our sponsors again, and Wagner, Dries, Elsasser, CPA, and consultants. Appreciate them getting us on the air, giving us the opportunity to do this. And I'm a secret Lewisburg fan. I've coached a bunch of those guys on the team, so a little bit more excited the fact that we get to cover Lewisburg. And thank you to the Michaels family for making this happen as well. They were the middlemen, and they were the one making all these calls and getting things getting together. And
yeah, and check out the District 4 dudes to get all the stats. Thanks to Nate Babin for doing that. And hey, let's throw it out. Let's throw it out there right now. You want to sponsor this? You want to jump on board? Hey,
yeah.
give us a call. You can get a hold of us, Ryan Brandt, Pat O'Brien, and we can make it happen. We'd love to do it. It does get expensive, so we can't be throwing around the bills, but we would love your help to make this do it again if you enjoyed it.
And you want to really help, comment, like, subscribe, really do all that stuff. And that's how these YouTube channels grow, get bigger. Share with your friends. We do podcasts. You can see some of our podcasts on From the Booth on YouTube. We've done some other live broadcasts, just audio. This is our first video one. I hope it went over well for everyone. But we like to grow. We enjoy this, and we think we do a good job, and we put the energy in. We got Nate Babin. We're grooming him here to become a bigger part of this, and he's been doing District 4 dudes all basketball season, and it's just good stuff. You're a high school sports fan. We're high school sports fans. You're going to like what we're putting out there, and we're trying to do that, chill, not that traditional, the suit and tie stuff. That's not me. That's not us. We're relaxed. We're cool. We like to look at ourselves as three dudes watching a game on the couch and just shooting the you-know-what. Can't say it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Babin, final thoughts as we wrap this one up?
This thing's going to blow up. Don't hop on the bandwagon late.
We want to thank Babin for stats and his insight on this game here tonight and all games we cover. Thanks to Ryan for making this happen. And, again, our sponsorship with Wagner, Dries, Elsasser, and Associates for for sponsoring this to make it happen. And, of course, our producer making it happen, Murphy O'Brien, behind the scenes and making sure that you're getting all the scenes and all the looks you can from our video coverage. And, of course, my wife, the biggest supporter of us. So for everybody, we appreciate it. We'll hope to do it real soon. From the booth, Ryan, Nate, Murphy, Teresa, this is Pat O'Brien. We'll catch up with you next time.